when you get into cardiac resonance, so that's where the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, sympathetic is the gas, parasympathetic is the brake. So one is fight or flight, the other is rest and restore. When those two are balanced, then the beat-to-beat variability of the heart, called cardiac coherence, is installed. So you have cardiac coherence when you get a nice balance, parasympathetic, sympathetic. And they can measure that, and there's software available so that, you put a little finger sensor on and you can determine when you're in cardiac coherence. Well, guess what? You're in cardiac coherence with the breath. So breathing through your nose and breathing out through your nose will put you into cardiac coherence. So if we were to just take a moment, and let's do this experiment. We'll have everybody breathe in through their mouth. Mouth breathing is a stress response. So here we go. Breathe, take a deep breath through your mouth. And then let it out. Okay. Now, let's rest a minute and let's take a deep breath in through our nose. Here we go. And out through your nose. All right. Now, if you do that a couple times, what did you notice in the breath through your mouth versus the breath through your nose?
It was definitely more relaxing through the nose.
It's also deeper because there are these turbinates in the nose that go right down to the diaphragm. And so you literally shoot the air down to the lower lobes of the lungs, where not only where the blood is, but where the vagus nerve, the principal nerve of the parasympathetic system, goes through the diaphragm. So when you breathe through your nose, let's just do that again. And out. All right. You have engaged the rest and restore parasympathetic nervous system just through breathing through your nose and maybe holding it a moment at the top. Now, when you go through life breathing that way through your nose and even exercising that way, this is the work of Dr. John Douillard, then you're going to maintain cardiac coherence. And when you're in cardiac coherence, now we're going to get to the hormones, the level of DHEA produced by the adrenals, that's the mother hormone, that DHEA level increases, and that is what sends, that's the mother hormone that will go down each of the pathways and create the balance of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone that your body needs. So it begins with this meditative state of breathing through your nose, calming, getting into cardiac coherence. The cardiac coherence increases DHEA. Therefore, you now have the raw material for the hormones you need, the sex steroids that you need, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. You are so right. Nobody understands that. Mm-hmm. They think, oh no, I have a hormonal imbalance. And then I just demonstrated to you that breathing through your nose will begin to change that hormonal imbalance, because it also does something else. Breathing through the nose begins to digest the excess stress hormones, cortisol and epinephrine. And therefore, the metabolic pathways are instantly shifted toward, see, in the face of stress hormones, cortisol and epinephrine, your DHEA or your estrogen will actually be metabolized into another stress hormone called catechol-estrogen. I learned that from Dr. Joel Hargrove, and I've never heard it from anyone else. So in the face of stress hormones, you're going to take the hormones floating around in your body, the sex steroids, and you're going to make additional stress hormones. Mm-hmm. But when you are calmed down, you're going to take that same raw material and it'll go down a pathway of normality.